Hi, I'd like to introduce you to a book I found several months ago. I Am One, a Book of Action. When I bought it, it just touched my heart. It said what I believed in and what I thought about the world and interconnectedness, which leads me to, and I have in here, I'd like to have you think about applying the concepts to your own life. And I'll talk about that in just a minute. But I think that I found the book because I have put out there what I want to be in the world and what I want for other people. And people like Glennon Doyle in Untamed and Mel Robbins in High Five Habit and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think is hers too. But there's a commonality. Atomic Habits, James Clear, of course, our BJ Fogg, Dan Sullivan. Those of us in the community of that we can take control of ourselves and do really great and positive things in our lives for ourselves and others. And as from my cousin Kenny's podcast, he interviewed a nurse who was talking to a man who was dying, and he said, I think her name was Nancy or something, and he says, honey, you need to live while you're alive. And to me, this book is about that too. And I think that one of the reasons, anyway, it's just about interconnection. So I'm going to read some highlighted parts, then add my own information, and here we go. So this book is a powerful call to action, encouraging each reader to raise their voice, extend a hand, and take that first step to start something beautiful and move toward a better world. I hope we can. Just like I was saying when I had this that I would tape up in my kids' bathroom. It all kind of comes together full circle. I would tape this up, and if we can't get along in our own house, how can we expect people in our community, or how can we expect others to get along in the world? So this is a call to action to you, my friend, to be the best version of yourself and share that version of yourself then with the world. We've talked about the interconnection of the control centers of our brain, or how our brain controls our thoughts, it controls our feelings, and it controls our behavior. And all those three aspects are interconnected. Where does one end and the other begin? So I want you to think of that interconnection as well. How they are so interconnected. Put on your oxygen mask. First, by being your best self. Okay, you're ready, you're your best self. Live while you're alive. I spoke about a minute ago. Then, as Arsenio Hall has said, you help yourself by helping others. Again, where does one end and the other begin? You, my friend, are interconnected with your family, your community, and beyond. I love the dedication page. To every one, in large type, you make a difference. To Greta Thunberg, my bad. Thunberg, my bad. To Greta Thunberg, who showed the world the power of one young person. And here are some closing thoughts using this book as a vehicle. How do I make a difference? It seems like a tall order for one so small. But beautiful things start with just one. One seed to start a garden. One stroke to start a masterpiece. One note to start a melody. Does this sound a little bit too like Tiny Habits? One simple behavior can have a ripple effect to start. One step to start a journey. One brick to start breaking down walls. And I can speak one gentle word to start a conversation. I can use one soft voice to start a friendship. Just a little interjection here. I did buy this book after I'd become a Tiny Habits coach, so a lot of this thinking was on my mind. Also, I can perform one act of kindness to start a connection. I can share one tender hug to start crying. I can light one candle to start leading the way. I can make one drop in the water to start ripples. And this was actually the symbol that I would have liked to share the content for my class, because we start with oftentimes in the red zone, in our amygdala, and then we have a chance to calm ourselves down and then be the best people and use good choices to change the world. So it starts ripples, and in BJ's book, we talk about the ripple effect, where you have one habit and you feel so confident and so secure, and you see all that you're able to do, and so you do more without even maybe creating habits for them. It's very cool. So thank you for letting me interject that thought as I'm reading. So to start ripples that become swells, then waves. Traveling over oceans, across borders and boundaries, landing on distant shores to start a chain reaction, inspire a movement, make a change in your own life, in your family, and in the world. That's mine. I am one, and I can take action. Imagine, habit, action, sometimes the missing piece, action, repeat. We are each one, and we can take action if we choose. One by one, we can make a difference. Because one is all it takes to start something beautiful. And I had just scanned over this last section. The author, it's called Author's Note. And to be perfectly honest, it wasn't until later this afternoon when I was thinking I would like to use this book to read to, if you will, my class. I thought, wait, let me read it a little more deeply. So I'm going to read some highlighted portions. And it really brings home and is the ribbon on the present of all that we've been talking about in this class. And we can take our own first step to make the world a better, more united, more peaceful place. Down here. But real change doesn't come when we are lost in our emotions and reacting. When we are lost in our emotions, real change cannot happen. It comes when we decide, from being in the yellow zone, the pause point where change happens, we can decide intentionally and with an open heart, hardwired to heartwired, we can, with an open heart and clear mind, how we want to respond. This also shows the interconnectedness of like-minded people. So I said it to begin with because honestly I forgot I'd written that note. But my call to action, actually in my checkout area, before somebody purchases my class, is C.S. Lewis's quote, "You can't go back and change the beginning, but you can start where you are and change the ending." And then I have the tag, "Are you ready to give yourself the gift of getting started?" So it just comes full circle. I love it. And so here is the final sentence here. You are ready. We just said, are you ready? You are ready. Remember, no act is too small. You can be that pebble in yourself, in your family, in your community. You can be that pebble causing ripples. And I'm going to interject, that small habit that you start can have a ripple effect. These ripples reach far and wide. You are one, and this is how it starts. So I just couldn't help but reading this book, and again wanting to give credit to its author, Susan Verde, and its illustrator, Peter Reynolds. And just like I would in my classrooms in the past, just to celebrate wonderful authors and people, and this is really the place to share our ideas with the world. I so appreciate you having been with me over the course of however long it's taken you to watch the class. And I did put in the checkout that I am a stand for you. I have put in that if you purchase my class, I will offer an hour of coaching specifically around maybe swarm of bees or swarm of behaviors of things you want to do, and how we could design habits for you if you feel a little stuck in that area. We can just talk about habits in general, or questions you might have about where to start, where to go. That is my offer to you as well. And we can do it in a format that feels comfortable for you. Zoom, on the phone, FaceTime. Those are pretty much it. I have so enjoyed really having an audience for this information that I have synthesized. And I am overjoyed that the information has been completed as a text, completed as a series of videos, and I look forward to hearing from you in the future. And as they say, Godspeed. I think they say that. Anyway, my wish is for you to have a wonderful, happy life. Okay, bye-bye. Thank you.